It started as an ordinary evening in the quiet town of Willow Creek. Emily Carter, a retired schoolteacher, was watering her garden when she heard a faint voice. At first, she thought it was her neighbor calling out, but when she turned around, all she saw was a parrot perched on her fence. "Help! He's in trouble! Help, basement!" Emily froze. The words were eerie, almost desperate. The parrot cocked its head, its bright eyes gleaming in the fading sunlight. "Did you just talk?" she asked, her heart pounding. The bird flapped its wings and repeated, "Help, basement! He's in trouble." Emily felt a chill run down her spine. She had heard parrots mimic words before, but this sounded like a real cry for help. Without wasting a moment, she called her neighbor, Mr. Davis, an elderly man who had lived next door for decades. "There's something strange going on," she told him. "A parrot just told me someone needs help in the basement." Mr. Davis chuckled at first, but agreed to check around. Together, they followed the parrot, which had now taken flight, leading them toward an old Victorian house at the end of the street. It had been vacant for years, ever since its owner, Mr. Callahan, mysteriously disappeared. Emily hesitated before stepping onto the creaky porch. The bird landed on the railing, squawking loudly, "Basement! Hurry!" That was it. Emily pulled out her phone and dialed 911. "I know this sounds crazy," she told the dispatcher, "but a parrot is saying someone is in trouble in the basement, and I think it's serious." Within minutes, police cars arrived, their sirens cutting through the silence of the night. Officer Ramirez and his team approached cautiously. "Ma'am, are you sure about this?" "Listen for yourself," Emily said, pointing at the bird. Right on cue, the parrot repeated, "Help, basement, he's in trouble." The officers exchanged looks before deciding to investigate. They forced open the front door, the scent of dust and decay filling the air. The parrot fluttered in, leading them through the darkened hallways. Then they found it, a locked basement door with deep scratches around the handle, as if someone had tried to claw their way out. With a loud crack, Officer Ramirez broke the lock and swung the door open. A putrid stench filled their nostrils as they descended the rickety wooden steps. Their flashlights cut through the darkness until they found him. A frail, disheveled man sat curled in the corner, his eyes wide with terror. His lips trembled as he tried to speak, but only hoarse whispers escaped. "Mr. Callahan?" Ramirez asked, recognizing the long-missing homeowner. The man nodded weakly. "He locked me here years ago. I thought I'd never get out." Tears welled up in Emily's eyes. "Who locked you here?" she asked softly. Callahan swallowed hard. "My brother. He's gone now, but I thought no one would ever find me." The parrot, still perched on the banister, ruffled its feathers and chirped. "Found him." The officers helped Callahan out of the basement and into an ambulance. He was severely malnourished, but alive. Emily looked at the bird in awe. "How did you know?" The parrot simply flapped its wings and squawked. "Had to tell." The news spread quickly, and the little parrot became a local hero. Turns out, the bird had been trained by Mr. Callahan long before he was imprisoned, and when he went missing, the parrot never stopped trying to tell the world. That night, Emily sat on her porch, watching the bird hop around her railing. "You're something special, aren't you?" she whispered. The parrot blinked and said, "You're welcome."